Hey guys, ZoHammer here, or as Vito likes to call me, Bubbletop. I hope you guys watched the last video that we put out, where me, Dr. Statistic Prem Kumar, the Shankerman Shanky, and the Supreme Commissioner himself, Vito, got together to discuss which clubs we thought were going to get relegated. So if you've seen that video, you know that at the beginning of the video, Vito starts to introduce me as a West Ham fan, and it looks like we're going to segue into a section where I start talking about being a West Ham fan and stuff. But we decided to edit that out because it just started to get a bit unfocused and drawn on a bit. But then after the video was released, quite a few people have asked me either through the comments or directly why that part was edited out and that they'd actually want my opinion on the matter. So I thought I'd make this video to fill in that part. So I'll be focusing on two things in this video. One is how it is from the viewpoint of a fan of a relegation threatened team, how we approach the Premier League, and number two, the ideals of West Ham, which Guido mentioned later on, which related to the first point. So with the first point, so I've been a West Ham fan for about 10 years now. So I've actually gone through relegation in the 10-11 season. So I know how it feels. So when you're in that section, right? So I guess the biggest difference between a bigger team and a small team would be how we approach those three important things: the wins, the draws, and losses. As opposed to a bigger team where the wins are wins, where you're aiming for the wins, and the draws are good, but you'd rather go for a win, or you have a loss. So a team for our level, we look at as win as a huge thing. So that's why it's always celebrated when we get a victory, especially when it's over a bigger team or one of our rivals. And a draw is, rather than looking at it as, oh damn, we lost 2 points, it's more like, oh, we got that 1 point. We fought for it and we got that 1 point. And then the losses are losses. But then that's the beauty of, I guess, supporting a club like us. So you always have that bounceability. You always feel like, okay, even though we lost, we just need that one thing. We just need that one key thing to shift so that we can get back to some form of, a good run back together again. So anyway, so this segues into the second part, especially in a relegation threatened team, right? So where you're scrapping for that 1 point. It's how you approach that 1 point that makes such a huge difference in those lower teams. So even though you have a West Ham United fighting against relegation with teams like a Newcastle, or actually a lot of teams are attacking now. Even Stoke has become attacking this season. But just generally, right, traditionally defensive teams. Even though we're all fighting for that 1 point, it's how you approach that. And West Ham United, as an example of an attacking lower team, even though we get the 1 point, we always try to go for that extra 2 points that we could get with a win, even though it's risky, right? Even though we know that, okay, instead of just being happy with this one and, building on it, we could always strive pushing for the 3, always try to play positive football, I guess. So that's the thing. That's the beauty of it, I guess. Without having that cushion of being a huge team and knowing that, even if you lose, you have the resources needed to be able to push up forward. So you normally don't get the cash or the resources that you get at the top half of the table. So, and the identity of the club as such, that's, I guess. So it is a bit of a myth that West Ham United is all about attacking football. I'd rather call it positive football, because even though we've had mavericks like Paulo Di Canio, Dimitri Payet recently, Manu Lanzini, Yossi Benayoun come through our club, Carlos Tevez. You always had that strong backbone of the Scott Parkers, the Mark Noble right now. And that's how in clubs like West Ham, you have people like, Collins or Carlton Cole becoming cult legends. That's the beauty of it, I guess. It's unquantifiable. It's the beauty of football through the eyes of, without looking at it through logic, I guess, if that makes sense. So so that's one of that I guess is the point of this video, where a little insight into how it feels like to be a West Ham fan. So anyway, I hope you guys like this video, and if you wanted me to clarify a bit more, please let me know in the comment section, or if you think that this clarified, I hope you like the video that I just did. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. We're going to start talking about a lot of other stuff, especially with the game week starting again. Anyway, see you guys.
It's time to put your money where your mouth is. It's time to get fierce. Check out playgaffer.com now.